our philosophy and our take on all this is you're whole.
Yes.
You've always been whole. You're a powerful being. So if you approach this level of living from a whole place, it's a totally different ballgame than approaching consistently from a broken place that you have to fix.
For us here at Soul Intentions, we're about reminding you or showing you on some level just how awesome and powerful you truly are. Hey, Soul Warriors. Welcome to our podcast. This is Wolf and Tara, the founders of Soul Intentions. We are your seasoned guides to change making and out of the box thinking.
Do you find yourself doing all the right things, but nothing seems to be shifting? It feels like there's an invisible wall that you just can't seem to scale. This is when you get to choose, evolve or repeat. When we keep the promises we make to ourselves, cool shit happens. It's just that simple. One small shift, one small action equals a great life. Mundane living is not an option. You have all the tools. All you have to do is apply them.
If you want to tap into your inner soul warrior and not be held back by any excuses or old behaviors, you can count on us to call it as we see it, from gentle nudges to a kick in the ass if needed, all wrapped up with fierce love.
As we embark on this journey together, we will be deep diving into the art of clear communication, mindset, authenticity, and self-awareness so that you can shine without the struggle.
Having spent years in service to others, we witness firsthand how hard it is for people to embrace their soul's intentions. Bringing ease to growth is knowing you are powerful, capable, and whole right now.
That is the magic we bring to our judgment-free online community. Now let's dive into the podcast and tap into our soul intentions. Hey Soul Warriors, welcome to episode 1 of Soul Intentions' brand new podcast, Evolve or Repeat, your choice.
I'm Tara, in case you didn't know, and this is Wolf. We're the co-founders at Soul Intentions. And we work with souls that are waking up, that are ready to live a life filled with more happiness, wealth, and health. Stepping more into your power instead of being stuck in a cycle of being broken and feeling stagnant.
Yeah, because the growth industry has quite a few flaws that we want to let people know how to get around that, or to really get to the point of what your issues are, concerns, things like that.
Right, because the self-help industry, they mainly focus on what is broken. They tell you consistently, you're broken, you're broken, you're broken, and this is why things aren't working. And if you just learn this one new tool or this new great self-help spiritual trick, then your whole life is going to turn around and you're going to have $1 million and the best relationship in the world. And they constantly keep you in this cycle of brokenness and of looking at your issues and working on your issues. So you never get to rise above.
Right.
Like we like to say, you have to elevate to celebrate. And the self-help industry just keeps you in this place where you feel good for a little while you're trying out the latest trick or tool. But then you're still stuck in that same place and you never really see that progress, which we know is frustrating. We've been there. We've used all the tools. We've done the meditations and read the books and
bought the t-shirt, drank the Kool-Aid, did all that good stuff.
Tried to stay in the vortex all the time. And not to make fun of it, because Abraham Hicks is one of our favorites. And the thing is, these are all awesome tools that they're teaching you, but they're keeping you in a cycle of brokenness just to make money off of you. So you buy their next book and you go to their next seminar. So our philosophy and our take on all this is you're whole. Yes. You've always been whole. You're a powerful being. So if you approach this level of living from a whole place, it's a totally different ballgame than approaching consistently from a broken place that you have to fix.
Right. And that makes it so much easier when you're dealing from that place where you feel that you've got this, that the situation or whatever's going on in your life, that you can handle it. I mean, that's the bottom line. And for us here at Soul Intentions, we're about reminding you or showing you on some level just how awesome and powerful you truly are, so that you can use all those things that you have within you to, how did you say it? Elevate to celebrate.
Elevate to celebrate. Because that's all we really want to all do, is be happy and celebrate our life and have more fun. So let's just jump into a couple things about what this might look like in your life. It might look like a friendship gone bad, or a relationship that's not quite going well, or a job that's frustrating the hell out of you. So we have 3 strategies to help you get out of this, I can't fix this relationship, maybe I just have to ditch it, or this friend really pissed me off and I'm done, or, screw my coworker, or whatever that looks like for you. I'm sure one or many of those things you might be able to relate to, that you're trying really hard to fix. So you stay in the vortex and you read the book and you do the meditation and you go to work the next day or you get home from work and the same shit is going on. Like, we all get frustrated, we feel stuck, and we just get pissed off.
Yeah.
And then we go through the cycle where we ditch all the self-help crap. Mm-hmm. And then we start over at some point because we get a bit of hope. Yeah. So it's this never-ending cycle of feeling unworthy and broken and doing the cool things and it not working and back to here. And that's why you're here today.
Right.
So 3 strategies. I'll start with the letter R to help you remember them. And the first one is reset.
Yeah, reset is a cool place to start because it puts you in a place where you can pause. And when you pause, that gives you the opportunity to kind of like realize what it is that makes you get to that really balanced place. Like for me, it's music. When I'm in a really, crazy place and I need to recenter and get back to my, my knowing, I have to listen to music. It's a certain type of music that I listen to that makes me like amped up and makes me move, because moving is important too, for me at least. So you just have to find what it is that resets you. It could be exercise. It could be breathing exercises. There's so many different things. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not going to tell you that there's one specific thing for you. You have to find out what that is for you and go into that reset pause place to start.
And the big thing is with the reset is you need to try it out for more than 2 days. Mm-hmm. And you need to figure out how to make it a part of your new daily routine. Because we try these new tools for a little while, but they don't become a part of our routine and who we are. So it hasn't really shaken up what our comfort zone is. So we don't get that change. For instance, like if you're going to do breathing, commit to like 1 week. The way I did it, every time I went to the bathroom, because you're in there and it's quiet and you're by yourself, when I finished while I was washing my hands, I stopped for a minute and I took 3 really deep breaths. And then this might sound silly, but I jumped up and down a few times before I went back out. Mm-hmm. And I did that every single time. I still do it sometime actually, because it's become habit. And everything we tell you to do has a psychological, I can't say the word.
Physiology.
You know what I mean? A physical reason of why we're telling you to do all of this. It's not just you do the woo stuff and shit changes, or you do the hard shit like in therapy and shit changes. Shit changes because you change something that's in your deep subconscious, which if you stick with us, we will teach you how to change that subconscious. That's the trick. But also to have your body remember it. So you jump up and down, it shifts your organs into like almost like you're in a hammock where you're feeling relaxed. It triggers your entire nervous system to calm down. Mm-hmm. Same with the deep breath. So they might sound like stupid little things, but they do work over time.
And it also activates the 2 parts of your brain.
Exactly.
So, and that's important to do when you're really trying to find that place of pause and resetting yourself. Mm-hmm. So.
Because all these tools are basically leading you into a new routine to reset that subconscious so that you have new programming, so that when you carry out in your everyday life, things start to settle in better. So we don't want you to get stuck in that place where you're diving deep and you're doing all that hard, shitty work. I mean, it needs to be done. But you dive deep, you do all that stuff, and then you come back here to regular life. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, when's it going to change? Because I just did all that deep, dark shit. And I'm still feeling it here in my regular life. And it's because we never get to that elevation. I can't speak all of a sudden. That elevation space. And that's what we're going to try to get you to. Mm-hmm. And sorry if you can hear my cat screaming in the background. She wants to go out.
Yes.
So elevate to celebrate by resetting. And a big trick to that is listening to yourself. We typed about that last night. If you listen to yourself, you can catch when you're telling the same old stories. So this might look like you're at work or you're talking to a friend on your break and you hear yourself bitching about the job, about the coworker, about your partner, about the friend, or whatever the issue is that's going on in your life. You hear yourself telling that same old story. So a good place to reset is just stop for a second, catch yourself doing that, and tell a different fucking story. Like, my job is going to start going better because I'm not going to let that shit get to me anymore. Doesn't mean that stuff's going to stop because that's other people's stuff, but at least you're sitting in a different place. After reset, the second piece is remember.
Yeah.
Remember who you are. Mm-hmm. Last week, I think we asked everybody to post a GIF of who they are when they're in their power. And not one person posted that they're a teacher or they're a mom or that they're a wife or a husband. Everybody posted these really, really super powerful things. So I want you to get into for a second who you really are, not who you are if I ask you, like if I meet you at a party and you're like, oh, well, and you tell me what your job is or how your day to day is, who you are as a powerful, knowing being. Mm-hmm. And you want to remember that and remind yourself of that always, because that's you being in your wholeness.
Mm-hmm. When you do the pause and reset, it automatically puts you in that remember space, because you're open. You're in a place where you can hear your soul talking to you. You can hear the wisdom that is in you to be able to tackle. I mean, one of the things that I've described to Tara is that, you know, for me, when I get into that remember place, when things are kind of crazy and I've reached that remember space for myself, it feels like I'm sitting in a chair and I see the situation in front of me, and it's like I can literally, like, I'm a techie kind of person, so it's like, it looks like a matrix thing. So I can see all the parts, all the moving parts, and I can take from here, take from there, delete this, delete that. And that's how it works for me. And it puts me in a place where it's like, you know, this is going on and it could be shitty, you know, but you know what? I'm in control. I get to decide how I feel. I get to decide what I think about it. I get to decide so many different things about it, but it's me. And then I stay quiet and I listen. I listen to the parts of myself that most of the time we ignore.
Yes.
And that is the key. You have to listen to that. It might be for some people, a little person saying, oh, you need to do blah, 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 blah. Or just be aware. The signs are all over the place, man. I can't express to you how many times I start to think about something, or I'm going down the wrong road. You know, I'm kind of away from that remember wisdom part, and something like hits me like this. It's like something happens. I see something. I hear something. Tara might even say something, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to go back to that place. And that's how it works. And we want you guys to be in that remember space, because it's the power in you that moves things beyond what you even think about. Because it's you, it's your soul, it's the amplified parts of the things we don't listen to most of the time.
Exactly. So this can get a lot easier for you if you're just not in that constant, I'm broken, I need to fix this cycle, and I'm looking for the next thing to fix. Mm-hmm. If you can, well, this is the third step, relax. If you can relax into all of this and allow this, things can start to shift and change. Mm-hmm. So when Wolf was talking about like being able to see it like a matrix, like everything was going on like around her instead of it was her, like that crap that's going on at your job, that's not you.
Nope.
That's a situation that you're in. The crap with like something your friends you perceive pulled on you, that's not you. That's a choice that they made, a behavior that they made. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy or you're less powerful.
And you have to remember that a lot of the times when people do or say something, I say this all the time, it isn't about you. There's something going on in that person's life. I'm not saying that I'm excusing whatever the behavior is. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this, like, we're in that wisdom remembering place. We remember to, one, know that this person must be going through something. It really truly isn't about me. You know, so if you can remember that, you know, it makes things a lot easier, because, you know, people are going to do some screwy shit, you know. I mean, that's the bottom line, but we don't know what's going on in their world.
And catch your own cycles. Yeah. I had a friend that I was going through something. We were in the middle of a conversation on Facebook, inboxing, and she dropped the conversation. And it hurt and it pissed me off. And then like 4 months later, she's like, hey, are you going to this thing we usually go to on the weekend? I really miss you. And I'm like, you know, fuck you. Like, you just dropped me in the middle of all this shit. So I took a minute before I responded to her. So I didn't do the fuck you thing, but I told her, I said, I have to let you know that this is how I've been feeling, you know, for the last several months. And I explained it. And she wrote back and she says, oh my God, I didn't even realize I dropped it. It has nothing to do with you. I've been super busy and I just totally spaced on it. Yeah. So I heard that, and this is how I'm talking about listening to your cycle. So I immediately went to, oh, I'm not good enough. You didn't think of me for 4 months. I wasn't worthy of, like, I'm not important enough in your life. So I took it to a different space so I could still be pissed off and I could still be the victim. And we're really like, I know my friend, I know she cares about me, I know she loves me. Do I wish people were all like about me all the time? Sure, don't we all? Because we like to be all about ourselves in reality. We put ourselves out there, like we sacrifice constantly for everybody else. And we do a lot, especially people in this group. That's why we're all bonded together in one way. but really to know that you have no clue what's going on in other people's lives, and they're thinking about them like you're thinking about you. Mm-hmm. And they're not purposely trying to hurt you, even though I know it feels like it sometime. And I know shit does hurt sometime. I mean, she did hurt me. She didn't do it on purpose. So how do I bridge that gap? And how do I make it okay within me? Because I can't change her behavior. And I can't make her, if she feels bad, I can't make her apologize in some different way so I feel vindicated. So it's a way of working it out and remembering me and my power, her and her power, and being able to move on.
Right.
I want to give you a quick message before we get back to this episode. You can get free soul notes delivered directly to your inbox just by going to soulintentions.org/soul notes. Many of you have forgotten how to listen to your soul, and those of you that are tuned in have a bad habit of ignoring the soul's urgings. Or maybe you just need a little reassurance that your soul is truly talking to you. You can get soul notes directly in your email, filled with reminders, gentle nudges, and sometimes a kick in the ass, all with love from your soul. Just go to soulintentions.org/soul notes.
And then that third piece, the relax into it.
Yeah.
Having an ease about it, chilling out about it. I said my piece. We had a conversation. It's over. I don't need to be having it be a recurring trauma.
Exactly. I mean, when you're in that chill place, when we say that, it really means about leaning in to the trust that you have in the soul parts of you, the wisdom parts of you, that you've put this into action, whatever the situation, person, whatever it was for you. And you're sitting in that and you're trusting that everything is going to unfold the way it needs to unfold. You know, that's the other part with stuff, is that a lot of the times what we need and what we want are two completely different things. So please be open to what comes, because that is exactly what you need. A lot of the times in our head, we want something and it's completely different. So, but when you're in that chill leaning place and accepting, and just, I think they need to be observant too. You know, because when you're in that space, a lot of moving parts are happening, and you're going to see the shifts that will happen in your situation, in yourself personally. But those are the tricks to that. It's just like, let it go. Like, and I know it's hard. It's hard. I know. We're not saying it's easy, but you know, you have to just like, okay, did my thing, put everything in its place. I'm cool. I'm balanced. I'm in my wisdom place. Now I just need to chill.
And we're not discounting the traumas and the anxieties that have happened. No. But when you can be in a more relaxed place to integrate the traumas, a trauma remains a trauma and it keeps showing back up in your life because somehow it hasn't integrated into your life experience as something that happened to you in the past and doesn't have to keep hurting you in the present. So when you sit more in that relaxed place, it helps integrate it and allow for places and spaces for that to go. We're not saying like, let it go, like, you know, ignore it or get it out of your head, or because we know it keeps coming back, but finding a place of peace with it if you can. Yeah. But the big piece in that is security. If you start building a life of security where I'm in my power, I can handle things that happen to me. I've proven to myself again and again, no matter what shit comes, because shit comes in life, is just a fact, that I'm going to be okay.
Right.
It might hurt, it might suck, but I'm okay. And better things come for me out of that. I learn cool shit about myself and I stand stronger in my power. And the more you create safety around you, having a group like this, having solid friends that get you and lift you up, taking care of yourself, the more safety you create, the more things can integrate for you. There's a reason why integration and integrity are two words that are so close together, because being in integrity for and with yourself in your power helps that trauma integrate in, and then it doesn't replay that cycle over and over again that keeps popping up for you. So if it is popping up for you, it's simply retraining, dealing with it and retraining.
Right. I mean, it all comes down to you. I mean, that's the bottom line. If you think this, then this is true. If you think that, then that is true. I mean, in the industry, like Tara was saying earlier, they capitalize on the broken parts. And what we're here as Soul Intentions is to capitalize on the wholeness of who you are.
Exactly.
Because we truly believe that you are whole, that you have the answers, that you are more than capable, and life just happens. And that's the bottom line.
Right. And the self-help industry, they're trying to sell you like an upgrade. Like, you're going to upgrade to Windows 10 and use this new tool and everything's going to be great. You don't need an upgrade. You are a whole being that has come in here, as the group is, know for yourself. You know in your gut what is right for you, what feels good for you, and how you want to bring that out in the world and how you want to live. You already know that. Mm-hmm. So we like to think more of, like, you don't need an upgrade. Like, we're all, like she says, looking out at the matrix is a bunch of different apps.
Yeah.
And some apps maybe you used to use, you don't need them anymore, you delete them.
Right.
Or some apps you just don't ever go into, but it's there if you need it. And wow, there's this new app that would work great for me. So you're just like adding and taking away things that you need in the moment to be in your power and to enjoy your life.
Mm-hmm. And the more you do this, the more that you reset, remember, and relax. When something pops up in your life, you will instantly do that. The more and more you do it, because with all things, action. If you don't apply, things won't change. If you do this, when something happens in your life, whatever the situation is, you just, again, reset.
And if you need help resetting, pop into the group and let people know what's going on for you, what you've tried, what works best for you. Mm-hmm. And we and everybody else in the group will jump in and we will support the hell out of you to try to help you reset. And if not, at least support you until you get to a place where you can.
Right. Because the key is that we want you to stay in your wholeness. We don't want you to do this thing that consistently happens and then that puts you in that plateau and then you're constantly doing this and you're doing this. We want you to come up here and we want you to sometimes even out and then keep going up. But we don't want you to keep going down,
exactly.
Because that's your stuff. We get it. It's your stuff. But it's not stuff that you need. There's a reason why it's down here, So remember the 3 R's. Reset, remember, relax.
And if you missed the beginning and you're just joining us, I'm Tara. This is Wolf of Soul Intentions. We run the group Know For Yourself because we truly believe that as every single soul is waking up, you have all the information you need within you. You do know for yourself. And we want to help support you in remembering, in reframing that mind, fixing your mindset so you can have the happiness, wealth, and health that you've been looking for.
Yeah.
So remember the 3 R's. Reset, which is the trick is the pause. Mm-hmm. Remember who you are, that you are whole, that you are not broken, that you don't need to fix anything. And the 3rd one is relax. Mm-hmm. Chill, enjoy life, look what's around you. That's amazing and awesome. We think you are, and we are so happy to have you here with us.
Yeah, definitely. I was scrolling through Facebook a little bit ago, and somebody put something about your superpower, and I was about to post what my superpower is. And my superpower is simple. It's that I see you as you, the whole parts of you, not the out here, mom, dad, whatever. I see you. I see your soul. I see who you truly are and what you want and what you're here to achieve. And I just want to be able to be a part of that, to help you remember that so that you can see yourself the way I see you. It is not something for you to have to what do they call that? Live up to? Yeah, you don't need to live up to that. I'm just saying is that I see something beautiful. That's my superpower. And I'm not going to give it up because I like what I see a lot of the times.
And she's not just saying she's picking out the beautiful parts because we all think, oh, this is messy, this is ugly, this isn't enough, all of you, the mess and everything is beautiful. That's why we're all here, to express all these different parts and just remember our power in the middle of it. My superpower is flow. I can get into the flow and just manage things and deal with things. And people tell me all the time it looks like stuff that's bad, and you've read some of it in the group, is not affecting me. It is, just like it does everybody else. I've just trained myself to be able to stay in my balance and in my power more often than not. And so I want to share that superpower with you because flow is something, I was born with, I forgot for a long time, and I retrained myself to get back to it. So I know I can help you get there too. Mm-hmm.
So if you found this valuable, there's 2 things you could do for us. Share the podcast with a friend and share it to your social media. If you believe that what we have to offer might help them or support them, we would absolutely love to welcome them to the Soul Warrior family. We want to create a really rocking community, and we've got a great start with over 3,000 Soul Warriors right now over on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we're building on Instagram right now too. We've had some absolutely amazing connections and conversations happening, and we've had just so much fun coaching and elevating so many of you. To our seasoned Soul Warriors, if you've been with us for all the years we've been doing this, probably about 15 years now.
At least, yeah.
We truly want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We are humbled to be walking shoulder to shoulder with you. We've witnessed all the work that you've put into the community and into yourselves. It's just been a game changer on both sides.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, for me, just being a part of such beautiful growth is just the best thing to play witness to just, it's hard to even find the words when you watch someone in front of you grow or find that space or that part of themselves that they've been missing for so long, thinking that it had gone away somewhere, and it's just right there.
And then just watching everything fall into place for them. And it's hard to describe. Yeah. And it lifts us up too, and it helps us grow. And we just love it. We're just grateful that you all keep showing up, and we promise to keep showing up for you. Mm-hmm. So share the podcast with a friend. And because we're so grateful for you, we want to gift you with something. We love giving stuff away. So what we created was we always create different soul shifters. And soul shifters are short spoken audio recordings that work by reprogramming your deep subconscious. So this particular soul shifter is for alignment, and it walks you through the 3 R's that we just talked about. The reset, the remember, and the relax. So you can play it as often as you like. Another trick that we can give you, a tip, is to play it at bedtime. That's the best time. Because as you're falling asleep, your subconscious is way more open. Way open. Like, it's interesting because the consciousness is at the forefront while you're awake. Yes. And when the minute you close your eyes, it's like the shift happens and the subconscious takes over in ways that it doesn't manifest a lot when we're conscious. So when it happens at night, you close your eyes, you listen to it, and it's in there. It's like a sponge. It hard lines it in a lot quicker and a lot easier. And also repetition. The more you play it, the more it becomes the new track that's in your mind instead of the old stuff, the old stories. And the easier it then becomes to apply to the day-to-day things that come up in life. Yeah. So if you want a copy, DM us on Instagram, on Facebook. You can find us in both places. It's at Soul Intentions, SOULINTENTIONS. And if you want to make it even more powerful, level it up to the next step, you can ask us for the written script of the Soul Shifter. At that point, you just grab your phone, hit the record button, and you record it in your own voice. Because when you hear something in your own voice, it's familiar, it's comfortable, so it sinks in quicker. The shift can take a hold a lot quicker. So it's a great trick that we use all the time. You could record your new story. You could record your mantras. Yeah, it's funny because I love to record it and then listen to it in my car. You know, a lot of people, I'm assuming that when people are looking at me, they must think that I'm talking to myself or that I'm crazy or something, because I'm in my car and I'm focused and I'm listening to the mantra in my own voice and I'm repeating it over and over and over again. But it works. It totally worked. I mean, all the things we tried, just reprogramming that subconscious, like everything just started all of a sudden falling into place. And we're like, wow, okay, that was easy. It doesn't have to be hard all the time, guys. So DM us if you want the recording or you want the script or you want both. It's our gift to you for joining us on our first podcast. And please share any feedback with us as well in our DMs. We really want to put the information out that your soul most wants to hear. We pull things a lot from the trends we're seeing in our coaching sessions. The more we're doing the work, the more we're seeing how much all of us are struggling with the same common themes over and over again, just our own unique experiences. Yeah, the statement, "You're not alone," plays very well with this, because let me tell you, when we coach some of you guys, it's a common theme. It really, really is. We can spot it, like, as soon as somebody starts, we feel the energy and it's like, oh, this is just like the one we had the hour before. Yeah. So it makes it really easy for us to develop what's best for all of us as a whole to help move us forward together. So thank you so much for showing up for our first podcast. Thank you. Stay in your power. Tell a friend. Yes, tell a friend. And we love all of you very, very much. Thank you so much. Peace out.